Hello guys, just a very brief video of something catastrophic that kind of happened recently. Obviously it's very easy for me just to show you all the good stuff that happens, all the nice build videos, all the the nice detail, but it isn't always sun and roses. There is issues from time to time. Now so far I've been very lucky since I put the car on the road, which has been now around about four months, I'd say, something like that. I've had no issues, or hadn't had any issues. Everything was running absolutely fantastic. It amazed me that there was no issues when I put it on the road. Basically, it ran fine from the day I put it on, and I never really had anything to deal with, which made me feel really happy, because then it made me realise that all the effort I'd put into the build had been worth it, and I must have done things right. That was until the morning of, I can't remember the date it was now, it was about 2 weeks ago. It was a Saturday morning. I set off from home at around about 5:30. It was bang on 8 o'clock. I'd been on the road 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 hours exactly I'd been on the road. I was exactly 12 minutes away from the GS Escorts Open Day at Runcorn. An event I've been really looking forward to. It's normally a fantastic event. Like I say, I was exactly 12 minutes away. Everything had been going rosy, and all of a sudden I'm on the M56, bang on at junction 10. Big bang from the front end, and we ended up all over the road, and I was struggling to keep the car in a straight line. Initial thoughts were, I've had a blowout. I've never experienced a blowout before, so I thought, this is my first blowout. But as I tried steering the car left to the hard shoulder, I got all kinds of grinds, and I could feel the wheel going all over the spot, and I knew right away that this wasn't a blowout. I thought, right, there's a wheel bearing collapsed here. I hadn't heard any noises on the way. There'd been no grinds, no howls. It had been driving perfectly all morning, faultlessly. I'd had my eye on the gauges constantly, because it's the longest distance I've ever drove in it, and it was running faultlessly until this big bang. So now I'm on the hard shoulder. I jumps out, and the front driver's side wheel is at 45 degrees to the car. I get underneath and has a look, and I can see the bearing hanging out the back of the hub. So now I'm thinking, yeah, bearing's collapsed, it's gone wrong big style, and I'm going to have to get recovered. So I got in touch with Breakdown. Thankfully I have it as part of my insurance, and I got recovered to GS Escorts, which was only 12 minutes away, because I knew Graham had a spare bearing. So I thought, right, the lads can give me a hand, because I knew they would, because they're fantastic lads. Lads can give me a hand when I get there, and we'll soon swap this bearing over, and all will be fine. I'll be able to drive home, no problems. So that's what happened. So apologies I haven't put a video out for a while, guys. I've been on with another project, which unfortunately isn't car related. It's putting down new decking in my back garden and building a new, what will be, garden pub. And if the same similar issue happens to what happens here again, I'll need that garden pub to drown my bloody sorrows in, because it was a very gutting day in the end. What could have been a fantastic day. I would have been there 8:10, loads of time to get the car gleaming for the show, and it wasn't to be. Anyways, they say a picture says 1,000 words, so let me show you a little bit of detail of exactly what went wrong and what I think caused it. So, here we have our Bilstein front strut from the driver's side corner. Now, if you remember, we go back a while, this is the one that I originally got, and it was bent. And Kevin Paul, who's now sadly no longer with us, rebuilt me a new one, because the other one was bent and it was throwing the camber angles out massively. So this is one that I basically swapped all the parts off the old leg onto the new one. Now to look at it, everything looks fine, doesn't it? There's the nut still in place, they've still got the split pin in place, and you'd be fooled for thinking, yep, that's absolutely fine. Wrong. So here's the nut with the shaft still in the middle. There's one end of the stub axle, and there's the other end. We'll lift this off. I'll be able to show you a bit more detail. Look at that, sheared right off. So you start asking yourself, right, what went wrong? Well, there's a couple of things I think it could be, and one I think that is most likely. So one could be possibly a dodgy bearing. The bearing, if I show you a close-up of it, is absolutely toasted. Look at that. It's ground all the way around. It's been red hot. Most of the rollers are flat on the edge. So you think, yeah, could it have been a dodgy bearing that's massively overheated, welded itself with friction to the stub axle, spun the stub axle and snapped it clean off? So that's one option. The other could be, you know, maybe this stub axle has had a massive smack at some point and weakened it. Not enough to notice, but enough to weaken it, and it's just finally gave way. I don't think that's the case, because the bearing wouldn't be welded to it if that was the case. So the third option is, and the one that I think it is could I have over-tightened that centre nut when I've put it together? And that is kind of my preferred option. I think I've maybe quite possibly over-tightened that nut. I can't honestly remember what I torqued it to. I've went into the Haynes manual and it says you torque it to 27 foot-pounds and then you back it off 90 degrees. I can't remember doing that. I can't remember what I tightened it to. I'm used to doing the mini ones, which you tighten the mini ones up a lot tighter than that. But yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Now, the only thing that stopped the wheel coming off the car is the brake caliper holding the disc. That has took a bit of impact. The disc is bent. I need a new disc. The pads have took a lot of hammer. I need a new set of pads. The caliper's thankfully fine. It's got a light graze, no major issue. So I need, and the hub's absolutely fine. I've knocked the bearing out the hub and the hub's absolutely fine. So I need a new disc. I need a new Bilstein strut, which I've just ordered from Burton Power. Put my own insert, my own spring in it. A new bearing and a new set of pads. So I've ordered all that up. I'm hoping to have the car back up and running this week. But I would like to thank the GS Escort lads absolutely massively, and I would like to recommend them no end to anybody looking for a decent set of guys to work on their Escort or their classic Ford of any description. I cannot recommend these GS Escort lads highly enough. We're not talking guys here that are just in it to make money. We're talking really, really top class, nice guys, and I'll explain why I'm saying this. When I got to GS Escorts, on the way, I was really nervous about getting there, and loads of people would be there and it would be embarrassing. As soon as I got there, Jacob came running across towards the recovery truck and directed him away from everybody so that it was less embarrassing. Absolutely, that is outstanding. I can't thank Jacob enough for that. As soon as they started unloading the car off the back of the recovery truck, Sammy was there, pulling over the trolley jack, bringing tools over to start having a look at it. This was before we knew that the stub axle was snapped. And them lads, and even some of the women in that were there, their partners, were so supportive. What a fantastic bunch of lads. If anyone out there is looking for a really genuine, nice bunch of people to work on their car, please do not look past GS Escorts. Them lads are absolutely outstanding. I can't thank them enough. And in the end, what they did for me, they took a gas strut off a car they're building, which is actually a friend of mine's car, and we fitted it to my car in about 40-45 minutes, and then I was able to drive the car all the way home with no other issues. So yeah, thank you very, very much to all the lads at GS Escorts, everyone who supported me on the day. It's going to be sorted out. The only issue on the day was, by the way, the car received no additional damage when it happened. I've been so lucky. The wheel has not damaged the car. It hasn't damaged the arch. It hasn't damaged any part of the car other than the strut. The only damage that happened to the car was the guy who recovered it accidentally let go of the trolley jack handle, which bounced back, hit my door, and has put a tiny little dent in my door on the other side, somewhere round about here. Getting bloody oil on the car. Anyhow, I'm hopefully going to get a dent specialist to pull that out and sort that out through insurance, but that's no biggie. The main thing is the car is in one piece. It's not written off. It's not damaged in any way. And worse things could have happened. I could have been dead, to be honest. It could have been a bad accident. But none of that's happened. I've been very lucky, and I need to get this sorted now, and I need to spend more time and attention on that nut when I come to tightening up the new one, and make sure I follow the manual to the letter of the law this time, in case it has been my fault. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an update, guys. Like I say, I can't thank the GS Escort lads enough, and we'll be back up and running before long, and I am on with sorting another video out at the minute. I'll see you all very soon, guys, hopefully with another video as soon as I get this decking and pub project out the way, which I'm well on with now. So hopefully I won't be too far away from knocking out another video, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.